Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for April 22nd, 2024 is now in session. We have our prosecutor with us today. I've asked her to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Melissa Schiffel.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, good morning, everyone. I'm Gary Merrill, President of the Board this year. To my right is Commissioner Barb Lewis, Vice Chair, and to my left is Jeff Pitton, fellow Commissioner. And we have with us today our Administrator, Tracy Davies, and our Deputy Administrator, Don Houston and Eric Costello in the back of the room. And of course, with our clerks today, Brandy and Jennifer, let's begin.
Resolution number 24-319, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held April 18th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 24-319. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today. That brings us to item number 3, resolution number 24-320, in the matter of approving purchase orders and announced certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0419 and memo transfers in batch number MT APR 0419.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 24-320. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 24-321, in the matter of the Board of County Commissioners declaring the week of April 21st National Crime Victims' Rights Week in Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Well, thank you again for inviting us back here this
For the
year.
record, introduce
Oh,
yourselves.
yes, okay. Prosecutor Melissa Schiffel.
Chief Deputy John Scouten.
Thank you again for having us back here yet another year to bring awareness and to highlight victims of crimes. We could not do it, and I know I say this every year, without your support. Just your support in general, but also your financial support to supporting victims of crimes throughout the county. And so a heartfelt thank you to you. But I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to call for more from our partners across the country, because funding for victim of services programs like the one we have here in Delaware County, like Turning Point, our domestic violence shelter, is in dire need. As we come off the weekend where a foreign aid package was passed of massive spending, our victim of services programs are funded at an all-time low by our federal government. As you can tell, that really fires me up, because it's not right that our victims of crime and the people like Trish and Val and Caitlin who work every day, their funding and their programs is threatened to be decreased by potentially $20 million more in 2024, when it is already at a record low funding. Congress must do better for our Americans and our victims of crime. This isn't about politics. It's about protecting Americans. And I ask you, in addition to this resolution that you are doing, to please call upon your association and to anyone that you know and demand that funding be restored to what it was in prior administration years. We have to do better for victims of crime who, through no fault of their own, and I'll give you an example, a single mother whose car is stolen, and this is a hypothetical, but has 2 kids, a working job, and her car is stolen, taken off and destroyed somewhere. How is she supposed to get to work? How is she supposed to provide for her children when her mode of transportation is stolen from her? That makes her a victim of crime. And that's where this funding is so important, because it can step in cases like that and provide her with the transportation or the funds she needs to continue to go to her job, to continue to provide for her children. Because victims, through no fault of their own, have economic loss in addition to the trauma that they undergo because of the criminals. And the criminals don't come in and make them whole. Now, some do, but some don't. They can't take back what they did. They don't pay for their counseling 9 times out of 10. But that's where this funding can step in. That's where funding for providers like our staff steps in to bridge that gap. And that's why it's so important. But you have always fully supported victims of crime in Delaware County. We are so fortunate to have a team of commissioners like you that always say yes to our needs when we need it. Thank you. But we have to step outside this comfort zone and ask our other partners to do the same.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. I echo exactly what the prosecutor just says. She does a lot more fiery than I do. But the Sheriff's Office is always, well, that's our job, to support victims, to help victims. We're very proud to have the victims advocates that we do at the Sheriff's Office that handle the municipal court cases. Just a little bit about them. Last year, they handled over 390 cases. This year already, there are about 90 cases, new cases that they're handling, and it just keeps growing every year. And we're very proud of the job that they do. They do an excellent job. We work very closely with the prosecutor's office, and we couldn't be more proud of all of our victims advocates.
So I'd like to invite our team up here, please. Some of them don't like to be on camera, so they're not here. But, Trish Wright, our Victim Services Director, Caitlin Groh, I'm going to say it wrong, Groh, depends on the minute. She's our CPO specialist, but also one of our victim advocates for our juvenile division, which, if you recall, the law changed last year, requiring us to do that job instead of juvenile court, and you said yes, you fully funded that position for us. And then, of course, Val Hooper, who works directly with our municipal court victims every single day. So I'd like to give them a lot.
Do any of you wish to speak?
Just for the funding,
Just come up here and just introduce yourself. And
well, I'm Valerie Hooper with the Sheriff's Office. Just as Melissa just spoke, though, with the funding, just this morning, we had a victim that we referred out to another agency that relies on that funding that she spoke of, who was denied because they don't have enough funding. So that's very true, and it's affecting us locally when we refer people out to outside funding to get that it wasn't there to get the help for the victim that we're assisting locally. So that's
Is there
important.
any information you can give us, though, on legislation before Congress, like the bill numbers or committees? Or
Yeah, I'd be happy to provide you
Okay,
some of that.
that would help,
information.
yeah. Yes, thank you.
Don't ask me to recite it off the top of my head.
That's okay. If you can just get us the info, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make a couple of comments, and I'm going to pass the baton to my fellow commissioners, then I'll read a resolution. I hope you were picked up. You got kind of away from the mic, and I didn't want to affect your passion, so I didn't say anything. So I hope your message was picked up. What makes this county great is a lot of things, but Mrs. Schiffel, our prosecutor, is one of the things that makes this county great. Her passion, her dedication, and her willingness to stand her ground. Unrelated, kind of, but safety is a big deal, and indirectly, it's a safety. Over the weekend, I heard that Denver is defunding their police. To what degree, I'm not sure, to support funding for, and I'm going to use the word, illegals. It is illegals that are here creating this problem, and it magnifies throughout. We don't have proper funding for the things that are important because we're putting money in areas that we should not be spending money. So I share your passion, and I think we need to do more. We need to do it better. And with that, I'm going to pass it to Commissioner Benton and then Commissioner Lewis.
I'll go first? Go ahead. Well, I guess I'll start. I wasn't aware of the funding cuts at this. Is it Congress to the state, to the county, or is it, is it pass-through money, basically, or what? Maybe you could go into a little more detail on the funding cuts.
Both. And a lot of this is private, whoops, sorry, thank you. Both. And a lot of this is primarily grant money that we apply for and request every year through the Violence Against Women's Act, or VOCA funding. And that is funded by, by the federal government. And then through your application, they reimburse you. We can also apply for funding through the Attorney General's office, who presumably also receive federal funding as well. So when you are told that the entire program is going to be cut by 40% or $20 million, that is going to affect everyone. And we are fortunate in Delaware County. However, it's going to affect those areas probably even more drastically than ours that serve lower socioeconomic status, that are in rural Appalachia. Places like that who are not Delaware County, I'll just say it, we have wise fiscal leaders in this county who have made your decision allows us to be supported. But elsewhere, those programs are going to be depleted. People will be laid off. Domestic violence shelters will not be able to serve battered women or men. They will not be able to get children out of violent situations in their home. And so the funding cuts will be felt by everyone. And our primary method is through grant funding that we apply.
Which agency or office is the focal point that we should be aware of and try to work with?
It's generally always funded through the Department of Justice, if I remember correctly. And I'll follow up with you. I have 2 documents that I can share with you that fully outline the history of the cuts, as well as specifically the programs.
And that'd be very helpful, because we have
Yes.
regular updates, regular meetings with our elected leaders, both the local leaders as well as the state leaders, and we have good relationships, and they listen, and we like to pass on important messages, so that'd be very
And the
helpful.
shame is, it's not our elections that are probably the problem.
Yeah,
I'm
very
guessing
true.
they support it without having asked that
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
But we definitely do need to keep it on the radar.
yeah.
Ms. Lewis?
Yeah, that would be great if you could just follow through on specifics, because well, Commissioner Merrill serves on our state board of CCAO. I'm head of Justice and Public Safety Committee for CCAO and serve on the national committee. So a lot of this does go through, I know, Department of Justice, so that would be great. But just want to thank you so much for the every day for what you do and the lives you save and the help that you give. So thank you. And thank you for coming in so the public will be aware too of what you've said. Thank you.
I'm going to read the resolution, then we'll have a vote, and then we'll get a photo. Whereas Delaware County continues its efforts to prevent and respond to crime at every level, and will never neglect to show fairness, dignity, and respect to survivors of crime, and will honor them during National Crime Victims' Rights Week, April 21st through April 27th, 2024. Whereas Delaware County will observe National Crime Victims' Rights Week from April 23rd through April 29th by placing signs for each township on the lawn of the Delaware Historical Courthouse. This display will serve as a powerful reminder that victims are not alone and healing is possible. Now therefore be it resolved, with the great respect that the Delaware County Commissioners express their admiration for those survivors of crime who have turned personal tragedies into triumph. As a community, we understand that the crime has an impact, and we vow to demonstrate compassion and offer support for those who need it most. To those who serve, our volunteers, law enforcement officers, prosecutors, victim service providers, healthcare professionals, parole and probation officers, counselors, and a host of many others whose dedication and service to victims helps to lessen the trauma and assist in personal recoveries. We offer our deepest gratitude. Further, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Delaware County that the week of April 21st through 27th, 2024 is declared National Crime Victims' Rights Week in Delaware County, and all citizens of Delaware County are encouraged to use this week to reaffirm their commitment to victims of crime by extending to them respect, understanding, and compassion. Be it hereby herefore resolved that the clerk of the Board of Commissioners shall cause this resolution to be spread upon the Board official journal. Signed by Commissioner Jeff Benton, Commissioner Barb Lewis, Commissioner Gary Merrill. With that, I call for vote.
Vote on motion 24-321. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Let's go vote. Continue.
All right, item number 5, resolution number 24-322, in the matter of establishing a new fund and an organizational key for the treasurer's office.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Justin Navi, Director of Finance. The purpose of this resolution is to establish a new fund in the chart of accounts for the collection of interim deposits relating to manufactured home taxes.
Any questions or comments? Call for vote.
Vote on motion 24-322. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 24-323, in the matter of approving a permit for the use of Delaware County facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Director of Communications. The first permit application we have before you is the Ohio EPA is asking to host a meeting at the Willis Building on June 5th, and we recommend your approval and also to waive any fees for that.
Any questions or comments? Call for vote.
Vote on motion 24-323. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 24-324, in the matter of approving a permit for the use of Delaware County facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
And this one is from Delaware County Transit. They would like to use the Bixby Large Meeting Room on June 13th, and we are also recommending that fees be waived for that one.
Questions or comments? Call for vote.
Vote on motion 24-324. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 24-325, in the matter of approving an agreement between the Delaware County Sheriff's Office, the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, and Barbara King, doing business as BAK Correctional Consulting LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Hi, I'm Michael Roy, Finance Manager from the Sheriff's Office. This contract is for consultant to come in and help the jail with services for the American Correctional Association accreditation that they are working on.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 24-325. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 24-326, in the matter of approving a service agreement with Capital Fire Protection Company for fire protection services.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. This is a contract to monitor and maintain our fire protection equipment at all the plants. We have over 200 fire extinguishers that will have inspections, also our fire panels. Also, we're replacing the fire panel at Lower Scioto Treatment Plant, which is a large portion of the cost of this work. Total contract price is $26,875.
Questions or comments? Call for vote.
Vote on motion 24-326. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 24-327, in the matter of certifying to the county auditor sanitary sewer capacity charges for 3419 Cheshire Road, Delaware, Ohio, 43015.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
So this is a homeowner that has a failing septic system that wants to connect to county sewers at the 50% reduced tap fee rate. They're certifying it for a period of 10 years at our standard interest rate for that time period.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 24-327. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 24-328, in the matter of establishing a new organizational key, supplemental appropriations, a revised revenue estimate, and a transfer of funds for Worthington and Lewis Center improvements, Del CR 13-5.02, PID 97431.
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. Lee Bodnar with the Engineers Office. For your consideration, this resolution will establish the financial mechanisms necessary for us to receive federal funding in relation to the peanut-shaped roundabout project that is at the intersection of Worthington Road and Lewis Center Road in Genoa Township. This project is scheduled to begin in the summer of this year with completion next spring.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 24-328. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 24-329, in the matter of authorizing the purchase of equipment for the engineer's office.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Yes, Board of Commissioners, for your consideration, this is for a 2025 Volvo VHD 64 cab and chassis, and it's through the ODOT Cooperative Purchasing Program. It was scheduled for this year's purchase through our budget program and process, and this will be a dump truck.
It will be a dump truck when you.
Yes, this is for the cab and chassis. The bed is forthcoming.
Any other questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 24-329. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill? Resolution number 24-330, in the matter of approving a drainage maintenance petition and ditch maintenance assessment for Marigold.
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Yes, Commissioners, again, for your consideration, this petition is for a 30.23 acre site located at the southwest corner of Lewis Center Road and Green Meadows Drive in Orange Township. It was submitted by 100% of the property owners.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 24-330. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 24-331, in the matter of approving a right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Yes, Commissioners, again, for your consideration, this is for 4 utility right-of-way permits. One of them is for a boring underneath Pyatt Road to install fiber cable to the new school in that area in Berlin Township. I mention that because it's a bit of a deviation from most of our utility permits.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 24-331. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
And you'll need to comment, but I had a constituent approach me about the island at Cheshire and Old State. There's some trees that are down from the damage we had a few weeks ago. I'm sure you're working to clear all that up, but just FYI.
Thank you, Commissioner.
You're welcome.
Duly noted.
Thank you.
That brings us to administrator reports.
Nothing today.
I don't have anything.
And that brings us to the commissioners and Commissioner Lewis.
Yes. DKMM had their first day of hazardous waste collection here in Delaware County last week, and it went very well.
You were a participant, weren't you?
Yes, and yeah, dropped off various items that I'd wanted to get rid of for a long time that I couldn't do until this happened. And so I did talk with Jenna, the director of DKMM, and afterwards, a couple days after, and asked her how everything went. And very well, she said. People were happy to drop off their hazardous items, and it's really it's huge that we now have a drop-off place. And you have to call ahead though, and I believe she said it's twice a month right now, and I believe those are 2 times. Each time is on a Wednesday. So you would just call that office and we can give you that information too.
How busy were they when you were there?
Well, actually, I had someone
Do it
drop
for you,
off-
okay, okay.
do it for me.
You delegated it.
So I delegated it. That person said he was served, though quickly. They schedule everybody in when you call. So they're 15-minute drop-off intervals, so.
Good.
Yeah, it all went well, but kudos to both Jenna and Cheryl who run that office. They said they have to wash their hands really well with everything that they have to handle, but it is a real plus for the county to have them there.
And it's very close to here, so it makes it very easy for the central part of the county.
Exactly.
It's out on 42.
Right.
the
That's
location.
right. Mhm.
Okay, anything else,
That's it.
Commissioner Bennett?
Just a couple things. Last week was a very big week for Ohio Wesleyan University. On Thursday, they announced a very unique and very good program, expansive program with Columbus State, where up to 25 graduates of Columbus State with 2-year degrees in certain courses with certain GPA and so on can transfer to Ohio Wesleyan University for their final 2 years. And the really good news is that the tuition that they paid to Columbus State, which is between $5,000 and $6,000 a year, is what they will pay at Ohio Wesleyan. So it's a very affordable program for Columbus State students who start there and then want to get a 4-year degree at Ohio Wesleyan. Very, very promising. And then Friday was the inauguration of the new president, Matt Vandenberg, although he's not quite so new. He's been there 9 months already. But this is the way they do it in higher education. They have the inauguration well after the individual starts. But anyway, very, very well done ceremony. The event was very well attended. And the big announcement at that meeting was that Ohio Wesleyan University is announcing a program to accept all Delaware County high school graduates with a 3.5 degree GPA or higher into Ohio Wesleyan University if they have incomes below a certain amount.
Household income.
Household income below $100,000. They'll have free tuition for all 4 years. So it was a very innovative, very good to see, to open Ohio Wesleyan and a 4-year traditional college degree to many folks who wouldn't have been able to afford it otherwise. So I think it's very good for Ohio Wesleyan. It's good for Delaware County, our community, because these kids are good kids and they're smart kids, and the more of them that stay in our area, the better we are. So anyway, again, very, very nice program, nice announcement. President Vandenberg did a great speech and presentation on the new program. It was very, very nicely done. This afternoon, we have our land bank meeting, a regular meeting and annual meeting to elect officers and do a little bit of other stuff. But land bank continues to move forward. We've got all the applications in for round 2 now. Round 3 for Brownfield would open July 1st. And the demolition, round 3, isn't settled yet from a legislative standpoint, so don't know about that. But the other, I think there's 11 or 12 properties, so we're making real progress in getting problem properties dealt with, which is the land bank's mission. And then Records Commission is Wednesday, ribbon cutting for the sheriff's new building, which we had a tour of last week. Very impressive facility. That is Wednesday. Subco board retreat on Thursday and Friday for me, so I will not be here Thursday for the session. So,
I think it's.
did I miss something?
Yeah. Well, no. I think the sheriff's.
Is that the next week?
30th.
Okay,
I think.
never mind. That's why I was getting a funny
4
look.
o'clock.
Well, come early.
I'll
you'll
be
be
there
there
next.
early.
I'll be there this week. I'll be there next week. I'll be ready.
Yeah. Or a bit
Jennifer
early.
gave me a funny look like. So you're right. I did it the wrong week. I'm ahead of my time.
Well, I was thinking, I don't remember that being on my calendar this week, but I wasn't gonna look. So,
I was just seeing if you guys were alert, paying attention.
You're just checking us out.
That's right. That's all I got.
We all three were at the event on Thursday at Columbus State, and President Vandenberg and Dr. Harrison from Columbus State both spoke, and this is a creative project. This is a very appropriate, progressive project for the benefit of our county. And the number I heard Thursday was 5,400 or thereabouts with the annual tuition. So, but imagine that you can 54 times 4 for around $23,000. You can get a degree from Ohio Wesleyan. That's quite a good investment, and it shows a lot of innovativeness on the part of both the presidents and their boards to make this happen, because this took a lot of consultation to make it work, and it was done in a very short time. He's only been president of OU for 9 months.
July 1st.
I was at the CCO board retreat Thursday evening and Friday, so I was unable to make the event on Friday. And the CCO board retreat was very good, very informative, and very beneficial. And on Saturday, I attended a ceremony at the Hanuman, I'm mispronouncing it, temple over in Orange for the Indian community at that particular temple. And it was great to be invited to their event, and they're such gracious people, and I was glad to be part of that ceremony. And I will attend the Land Bank state meeting on Wednesday, but I will be back on Thursday for our meeting. So with that, I have nothing else. I do know we need executive session.
We do. Resolution number 24-332. In the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of employment, discipline, promotion, demotion, compensation of a public employer, public official, and for collective bargaining.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 24-332. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
With that, we are now in executive session.